going to keep strictly within time so that we do not unduly take the time of members today. He has 10 minutes to tell us what his plans are. He's contesting for the post of treasurer. Osei?
Okay, thank you very much, Yemi. My name is Osei Anao. I have over 11 years experience in the financial services. My experience covers financial reporting, regulatory reporting, strategy, audits, budgeting, and so on. I'm currently the head of regulatory and financial subsidiary reporting for Standard Chartered Bank Nigeria. I also double hat as a CFO for Standard Chartered Capital Advisory Company, which is a financial advisory company. That's my profile. Now, my plan for the treasurer role is this. I mean, as a treasurer, there's nothing to manage if there's no funding, really. So my first plan is to participate in driving funding. Now, how am I going to do that? Given my length of experience in the industry, financial industry, I'm on a call away from a majority of the CFOs in financial services. I'm also on the call away from one phone call away from a number of the CFOs as well, from fintechs as well, and there's and also specialized institutions. Now, what does that do? It helps us in two ways, in terms of membership growth and in terms of sponsorship. Now, the major funding for CFA Institute Nigeria will majorly be membership and sponsorship. Now, being in close quarters with those individuals means that we're able to do two things: drive sponsorship, because at that level it's quite easy. I need you to sponsor, to come up, be a sponsor for CFA Nigeria. It's quite easy. It's a yes or it's a no. Most likely it's going to be a yes, because we're always going to be able to sell the benefits. Now, another way that can be useful is this, right? Sometimes organizations have policies to help them drive membership growth. For example, exam subsidies. Now, at that level as well, it's also going to be easy, because we're selling the benefits of CFA to say, okay, it makes sense to give some of your staff, especially in certain units or generally, exam subsidies. If they pay for exam, you reimburse them. Even exam leaves tailored to CFA programming, that can work. Another thing about my character is I'm a total social individual. Matter of fact, it's a weekend, this evening at some point, I will be somewhere with my own Kobe and the CAU to socialize. Now, that is also a plus for the organization, because it means that my network is far reaching. So for membership growth, I'm also able to organically do this, because with or without CFA, I'm going to be meeting a number of people over the weekend. So it's just easier if I'm promoting the CFA qualification to aid membership growth. Now, another thing is that is of key. Most of us are trying to pay for membership now. The problem is no dollar, or we're having access to black market. Now, there's an idea that I have that can reduce the burden. Now, it may not remove the burden totally, but it will reduce the burden, because a number of people now, we want to pay and we're looking for dollars. That means black markets, right? Some people actually have money, but it's inconvenient for them to go and meet and a bookie to start saying, okay, I want dollars. The negotiation is just stressful, right? So there's a partnership that I'm working on called Sacron, where they will just tell you, okay, fine, this is the rate at which you're going to pay for your membership, and you pay. And the good thing about that is it's quite independent and objective. And so it's also something you can show your company to say, look, I pay for exam dues in Naira, and they can reimburse you back in the case that your company does reimbursement instead of going to meet a black market person, right? So we're working on that partnership. Then another thing I noticed over time, you see that, I mean, when I started my CFA program, CFA enrollment and registration was about 200K. Between 200 and 230,000 naira. Now I just looked at it, $1,200 comes about to maybe in official rates, which you may or may not get, right? Will come down to about 500K, right? Black markets, 900,000. You've not even added lessons, so that comes to 1 million plus, right? And if you look at the kind of students we're trying to appeal to, most times people are trying to appeal to maybe fresh graduates. Our person is not going to have 1 million naira just in his account, waiting to pay for CFA membership, right? Rent is increasing, salaries are not catching up as well. So the person may have a desire to pay and be a part of this beautiful organization, but not necessarily have the capacity in one go, right? Even I have 11 years experience. I may not just be willing to just pay for 1 million straight up, right? But however, if there's being a banker, I know there are several products that we can take advantage of. If you, for example, you meet a bank and tell them, look, we are CFA, Nigeria, we have people that are trying to enroll and pay on a daily basis, right? But however, they would like to structure the payments over 2 months, 3 months, soft loans. Now, that's an advantage if we meet one bank, because we are promising the bank plenty of applicants, right? So because that's the case, that increases profitability for them. What does that do for us? It reduces the interest rate that an individual person without the bulk would have gotten, right? Even, in fact, in terms of capacity itself, one of the 3 C's banks will use is, one of the 3 things that banks will check is capacity, character, and collateral, right? It even helps by the time, CFA is coming as a body, so character is, they will just assume is on check. So the bank may be interested in reducing rate again, right? So that's one of the things I feel as a body. When I come in, I want us to explore allowing structured payments, right, by partnering with certain financial institutions, so that people don't have to pay.
Can you share your video, please?
My video is on. Okay. Yeah, sorry. So that people don't have to pay at once, right? Another thing I want to emphasize is I want us to actually look critically into this payment of membership payments, in terms of what cards are allowable. Because I remember back in the day, we'll just pay with my debit card from my first bank or whatever bank. Now, it's trying to pay membership dues is an ordeal. I think last year I had to use a Form A. And those of you that are out there, you can actually take advantage of using a Form A to pay your membership dues. It's just that it may take 3 weeks to 1 month processing time. If you're not in a hurry, you can take advantage of that, or you could just use you have to get a dollar card, which means you have to go and buy dollar probably at the black market rate, right? But however, this partnership I'm going to work with, right? If you just have your Naira cash, you're good to go. You don't have to call any Abuki and any of those things. Now, the last point I'd like to say is, look, I'm a seasoned accountant and finance person. I've even worked in a venture capital firm before, right? My accounting and fund administration skills are not in doubt. You are in good hands. Those are my points. I always knew that 10 minutes would be too much to tell myself.
Thank you very much, Osei, and all that's